With some in positions of power, they may appear to be a pillar of the community, celebrated for impressive accomplishments and an influential position. Yet, sometimes, if you scratch beneath the thin veneer, you will find a troubling pattern of self-serving decisions that prioritize their own interests over the needs of those they are meant to serve. Time and again, we see such so-called leaders leverage their authority to secure benefits for themselves, all while the communities and organizations entrusted to their care continue to struggle and suffer. The public good is sacrificed at the altar of personal gain. As we look around the world today, it is clear that we are facing a crisis of leadership. Too many of politicians, business executives, university administrators, and other influential figures, even sometimes religious leaders, seem to be motivated by their own self-interest rather than a genuine desire to serve the greater good. They prioritize power, wealth, and personal gain over ethics, integrity, and the well-being of the people they are meant to lead. This is obviously a deeply troubling trend. Effective and principled leadership is crucial, just as it has always been. Times throughout history have always been difficult in their own way. The more difficult the times, the more effective leadership is essential. Now we are grappling with immense challenges: economic turmoil, social unrest, the attack on Christian values and Christian society, threats against the right to life, and so much more. These monumental issues require bold, compassionate, and visionary leaders who can guide society through the darkness and towards a brighter future. Really, we are far too often presented with leaders who are woefully unequipped for the task. They are driven by ego, greed, and a lust for control rather than a servant's heart. They make decisions based on political calculations rather than moral imperatives. They prioritize party loyalty and special interests over the common good. They demand absolute loyalty and obedience while offering nothing substantial in return. And all too frequently, those who possess the wisdom, integrity, and selflessness to be truly great leaders are shut out of power, their voices drowned out by the cacophony of self-serving ambition. This is a recipe for disaster. When our global and national institutions and when our communities are led by the unprincipled and the self-serving, the results are inevitably chaos, division, and decline. We see it unfolding all around us, the fraying of the social fabric, the corrosion of public trust, and our gravest problems being made worse rather than resolved. But it does not have to be this way. We as humans have the power to turn this tide, to restore ethical, visionary, and servant-hearted leadership to its rightful place. The solutions are there, if only we have the courage to embrace them. So what does this require? This requires a rediscovery of our deepest values and highest aspirations as human beings. We must reject the notion that greed, selfishness, and the pursuit of power are the natural order of things. We must remember that we are all part of the same human family, and that our fates are intertwined, and that true fulfillment comes not from wealth or status, but from using our gifts to uplift and empower others. This is what Christ taught us. Our Lord embodied the qualities we so desperately need: humility, compassion, selflessness, a burning passion for justice. He preached the dignity and worth of every human being. What an incredible contrast and a powerful rebuke to the corrupt, ego-driven leadership that plagues all circles of our world today. True power lies not in domination, but in service. The path to greatness is paved not with self-interest, but with sacrifice. Remember, the greatest leaders are not those who merely demand fealty, but those who inspire others to be their best selves. This is the kind of leadership we must reclaim and elevate in our time. We need people of integrity, courage, and vision. Leaders who will put the needs of the many before the desires of the few, who will speak truth to power, and who will mobilize society to tackle our most daunting challenges. We need shepherds, not tyrants, servants, not masters. Yet it will not be easy. The forces of greed, cynicism, and raw, unbridled ambition are deeply entrenched, and they will fight fiercely to maintain their grip on power. But if we stay true to our highest ideals, if we refuse to be intimidated by the darkness, and if we commit ourselves to the hard work of building a more just and compassionate world, then I believe we can prevail. This also requires good people of character to summon the courage to be the kind of leaders our world so desperately needs. Then there is hope to restore sanity, ethics, and a spirit of service to the institutions that shape our lives. Then there is hope to heal our fractured societies and point the way towards a brighter future.